Hi guys! It's been a while since I've made a planned out video. The last video I made was me spazzing out about Big Bang, and that hasn't stopped for me because their trailer came out for their world tour, and if you haven't seen it, you should go do it. Seriously, do it. Do it now. You'll be a better person for it. But today I want to talk about something, like I said, a little more planned, because whether it be because I just haven't had enough time personally, or just because I don't really know that there's enough newsworthy stuff going on in K-pop right now, but I just haven't had anything to talk about to you guys. And I always want to, update my channel at least twice a month. That's my criteria for myself, as well as you guys, so my channel doesn't become stale and forgotten. So I'm trying something a little different. I'm going to be doing a topic, and as you can see from the title, the topic is American K-pop. Is it a thing? Is it not a thing? Let's take a couple of people and a recent event and dissect it for ourselves. Something that's been making waves in even K-pop media sites or Korean sites has been the news of a new boy group from New York City called EXP, because they have said that they are directly influenced by K-pop, thus the birth of EXP. Why some people are mad? That. Although I will give them credit, there are not 10 members, so that's something. They actually are a multi-ethnic group. There is an Asian member, but there's also some white members and some black members too, which good for them. But there's another interesting thing that comes up besides their very much EXO-looking logo for their Instagram page. Their Instagram bio says that they are the first and only New York City-born K-pop band, and they will debut in April 26th with their single Love Wrong, with the hashtag No Sleep Till Korea. And it's the brainchild of a person named Bora Kim. So, that's a thing. But this isn't the first time that something like this has been done or is being done. The most notable example of this is with one Chad Future. I know, just saying his name sends a shiver right down your spine, doesn't it? Chad Future is a very interesting case because he was originally a member of another K-pop inspired American group called Heart to Heart, and then broke off to do his own solo thing, all with the guidance of former NSYNC member Lance Bass, to which I have to ask, Lance, aren't you doing anything better with your life? I'm sure you are. Please do. Chad Future has released several songs inspired by K-pop, and has even released songs with legitimate K-pop rappers, including Aaron from New West and Robbie from VIX. Just gonna let that sink in for you too. Another very recent example of this sort of trend, kinda, is Megan Lee. Megan has the whole Justin Bieber story. She started out on YouTube doing covers of K-pop songs until she actually got the chance to debut in Korea as a Korean singer under Soul Shop, which is an agency run by former GOD member Kim Tae-woo, which, holy crap, that is pretty cool. However, she cited that his family members who run Soul Shop were very verbally abusive and just not nice to her, and she wanted out. And it became this whole legal battle, eventually to the point where Kim Tae-woo just said forget it and nullified her contract. What makes her story similar to Chad Future and EXP? Well, now she is on a Nickelodeon show called Make It Pop, where it is produced by Nick Cannon, and apparently is the story of how three girls who live in a liberal arts dormitory together find their love of K-pop as a common bond between them and make their own girl group called XOIQ. Which apparently is not a copy of EXO, so don't worry about that. And I will say this, because I don't watch a lot of Nickelodeon, because quite frankly, like Cartoon Network, I feel like it's just, and Disney, like the show's qualities are just not what I fondly remember. But I watched 2 episodes of Make It Pop. Never once did I get a sense of it being K-pop related. The fashion's ridiculous even by K-pop standards, There's no lyrics being sung in Korean for every time they break out into song randomly in the episodes, and the only notion that I even got that it was even like the tiniest bit K-pop related, besides the fact that Megan Lee was in it, is that the girls have posters on their walls of K-pop artists that I don't know, so they're probably not real, with Korean text Hangul on the posters, which they barely show in the show. All these people have one thing in common. They are trying to make K-pop happen in America by being Americans. For the sake of argument, I know that Megan Lee is Asian American and Chad Future and most of EXP are just regular American, but let's just keep going with it. There's one simple question to ask from all of this. Is there such a thing as making K-pop happen in America if you are actually not a K-pop artist? Basically, is American K-pop a thing? And that answer is no. It is definitely not a thing. I don't know why people keep trying to make it a thing, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I'm gonna give you a tiny history lesson, which I feel like people should know by now, but in case you don't, here it is. Pop music, for the most part, started in America. You know, England and America. Those central areas. It is a Western genre of music, which Korea thought was really cool, and hey, more power to you if you want to have pop music in your own language, thus K-pop was born. But if you take K-pop, which was influenced by the West, and bring it back to the West, it's pop! It's not K-pop! It's not K-pop inspired, it's pop inspired, because pop inspired K-pop. Pop can't inspire K-pop and then become American K-pop. It doesn't happen that way. It just doesn't make sense. It's a big mind twister that people are trying to pass off as English K-pop when it's just pop. And something interesting I want to bring up was when I was looking for information about Chad Future, because aside from him being cringe-worthily embarrassing for any time he's mentioned to me, I don't know anything about him. An article came up with the title from Soul Beats, "Being White in K-pop." What does that even mean? What does that mean? What? I don't know. I don't understand. Like, the closest people I can think of to, because I've never heard of a, not at all, any Asian, any Korean, anything, like no white person going to Korea to make a singing career. Never heard of that. The closest people I can think of are Mi-rae, who is half black and half Korean, and Shannon Williams, who is half Korean and half European. But as for like a full-fledged non-Asian person, because people who are not Korean have been K-pop stars. They have sung Korean. They have debuted and promoted with other Koreans in a Korean group with a company based in Korea. Like people who are from Thailand, like Mint from Tiny G or Nikun from 2PM. Or Japanese like Takuya from Cross Teen. Or the billion Chinese members in K-pop groups. It is possible to not be from Korea and be a K-pop star. But those people all have something in common in that they are all Asian, to some extent, right? Like, to some extent, including Mi-rae and Shannon Williams. But I've never heard of a not at all Asian person trying to make it in K-pop. If there is somebody like that, please let me know. And to me, as much as we say it's not about the language, it's about the music, the one differential between pop and K-pop is the language. K-pop is K-pop because they are singing in Korean. They are promoting on Korean television, in Korean shows, have their albums in Korean stores, and for the most part are made up of Korean people. That's why it's called K-pop. That's why we have groups like One Direction or I don't know, whatever other pop groups we have that are pop, because they sing in English, and that's pop. And to my knowledge, besides the people that have featured with Chad Future, I've never heard Chad Future sing in Korean. Never heard Megan Lee in her Make It Pop show sing in Korean. I've never, EXP hasn't debuted yet, but I guarantee you they will also not be singing Korean. What makes them K-pop inspired? Hell if I know, honestly. So my only conclusion is that everybody is full of shit for trying to think that they can make American K-pop happen, because you know what? It's already happened. It's already happened. Britney Spears and it's the Backstreet Boys, and it's all these groups that have already happened because it's pop. They're trying to say it's K-pop inspired, I think, just to appeal to K-pop fans. There's a good chunk of K-pop fans that think American pop or British pop, English-speaking pop, is garbage, and that's why they go over to K-pop. I am not one of those, but preference-wise, I do like the K-pop sound, which I can admit is an American sound. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough at American pop playlists or whatever. But people are trying to get those people who love K-pop so much interested in their American pop groups or singers by saying it's K-pop influenced when it's just what has usually been done. You can't market pop as American K-pop. It's not possible, because in the end of the day, it's just pop with a few funky colors and Korean-inspired fashion choices. Maybe to the very far extreme of it, but if it's the fashion that they're trying to emulate, that's trying to emulate Korean fashion. That's not exactly K-pop. And here's the thing, K-pop itself isn't even all that inspired. I mean, yes, it is influenced by a bunch of different aspects of Western pop, and for that reason, it's not as original as a lot of us would like to think it is. Do they come up with concepts that I don't think anybody in the US or Europe would ever touch? Absolutely. Have you seen anything crayon pop ever does? Or orange caramel? But the second you take the thing that the K in K-pop stands for, which is Korean, out, it's just pop. And so what if K-pop isn't as original as we would like to think it is? That's okay. We are not bad people for liking K-pop. We just shouldn't go around saying, oh, it's so original, oh, it's so much better than American pop, and then bash American pop for being too sexual, because there's not much of a difference, especially now. We can think that K-pop videos like Junsu from JYJ or Gain have more like inspired and theatrical releases, but guess what? If we look hard enough in American pop, several American pop artists have really artistic music videos. We're just so used to thinking that American pop, not we, but some people, are so used to thinking that American pop is just the same sound. So is K-pop in some aspects. Look how many groups come out all the time. They're one and the same because K-pop is inspired by American pop. That's what makes them so similar. You just can't be inspired by an inspiration from the country you were in and then pass it off as something else. Chad Future and Nick Cannon, who's producing that show. It doesn't make sense. The second any one of these people I mentioned start singing in Korean, there's a tiny step. The second they actually promote in Korea, hey, it's looking more like K-pop already. But like I said, the second you take out anything in K-pop that makes it K-pop, it's not K-pop anymore. And I will let you guys discuss in the comments below what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? Did I overstep? I don't think I did. I think this was all pretty well thought out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know also if you like this sort of discussion style. I know this was kind of a long video, but it was getting on my nerves a little bit ever since people were toting Make It Pop as some K-pop inspired show, and all it had to show for it were some posters in a hardly seen dorm room with Hangul and stuff. And also, please like my Facebook page. I always forget to promote it, which could be why it doesn't have as many likes as I have subscribers here on YouTube, but I do post more things on there that I do YouTube videos, just quick little blurbs of things happening or music that I like, and maybe you guys will like it too. So like the page if you please. The link is in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be back with hopefully some newsworthy thing to talk about soon. If not that, I do have another video that I made a while back planned to put up in the next week or so, so please look forward to that. Thank you, bye!